JJ, my little love, you can sit down today because I'm not doing any editing, so we can just get on with what we're going to talk about, because I want to talk freely and get my thoughts out without writing anything down about a controversial film that people either love or really hate. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. To the podcast estate, with haste! With haste, I say! Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey starts off with a really nice animation of Winnie the Pooh and his friends Eeyore and Tigger and a few more. I don't really know who the others are, because I don't believe that Tigger's in there in the animation, but that is due to Tigger not being in the public domain yet. He may be for the sequel, I don't know, but we'll have to see about that. And it explains that Christopher Robin he's gone to college, left them to fend for themselves. And they can't eat, they starve, and then they do what you wouldn't expect. They fucking eat Eeyore. They eat him. Is that disturbing for a horror? Damn right it is. Is it a waste of a character though? Maybe for this film, because I do feel like it's lacking in the world of Winnie the Pooh, and I'll talk about that later. But it doesn't. That part doesn't make sense to me, as how would they have survived before Christopher Robin even met them then? But it's nothing to think about it deeply, because it's just a Winnie the Pooh fucking horror film, isn't it? You're not supposed to think while watching it, to be honest. You're supposed to just shut off and get ready to watch some nonsense. So after the credits, the intro to the film, we see Christopher Robin, and he's with his missus. He's come back from college, he's a young adult, and he wants them to meet his friends, so he takes his missus there. Doesn't go well. They end up brutally killing her, capturing Christopher Robin, and he's asking them why are they doing it. They don't answer him, and they just chain him up, and that's when you first see Winnie the Pooh and Piglet in person, and they just look like, just general killers wearing masks, even though it's meant to be Piglet and Winnie the Pooh. You could easily just not have them in masks and just have them as generic killers, and it still would work as a film. But before I get further into this, I just want to point out that a lot of movie critics have been bullied, named and shamed online by people just because they don't like the film, or even if they do like it. If you don't like a film, it's fine. I don't get the fuss. And I understand comedy. If people you can watch a comedian and not get offended, so why watch somebody else when they're clearly being comedic, even if it seems serious? It's not. It's just dark, isn't it? And people just take words to heart when people are reviewing movies. It's just a movie. Let's not be those guys or girls. Well, I just want to start off by saying I did enjoy Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. A lot of people didn't, and it's pretty sad to see. The reason why I didn't enjoy it is when I was watching people review it, they were making it out to be one of the worst films ever made, and it isn't. You've seen films that I've spoke about on this channel where movies like fucking Amityville Karen. What a shit stain of a fucking film that is. It looks visually terrible. The acting, I don't say it, but fucking the acting's terrible. They could not be bothered with that film. In this, there is effort in it. There is effort in this film. But I don't understand. I can see why people don't like the film, because it doesn't dig deep into the lore of like Winnie the Pooh and explore those characters. It's just basically Winnie the Pooh, just like a standard stabby killer. This is basically Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween with someone with Winnie the Pooh mask on. That's all it is. You don't even dig deep into the character. It tells you much about him, because he doesn't even talk. He just appears every now and then, kills someone, and disappears. Which is fine with me, because I love films like that anyway. I love Halloween, and that's fine with me. I don't need to know what Winnie the Pooh's about, because I already fucking know. So yeah, I was happy to see what I saw with him killing people. Some of the kills just, one didn't make sense when there's a swimming pool, and this swimming pool's quite narrow, and this woman's in it, and instead of just turning around, because she's literally feet away from the edge, even if she's in the centre of it, and getting out, she doesn't. She decides to go walk in the water to the other side of the pool, while Piglet's in the pool walking towards her, bringing a sledgehammer down, and he keeps missing her, but he's getting closer. And he smashes her face in and whatnot, but she could have easily just stepped out and ran. But I understand that they were trying to make a decent kill in the film that looked visually, stunning, and it looks great. But the whole reason how she died was fucking stupid. But anyway, she deserved to die, because that part was stupid, written bad or not. But there is some good kills in this one as well, which one of them pays homage to a kill in Halloween 2018. You know, when Michael fucking face stomps Dr. Sartain. Winnie the Pooh does it in this, and it's got a very similar effect. And it looks good. It looks visually good. I don't know why people are saying it doesn't. But I don't understand why. Check it out for yourself. But there is some very good kills in this, and there's some really good music. This is a good soundtrack in this that complements the kills too. Like at the end where Winnie the Pooh is chasing down Christopher Robin, and he's like in their final girls with Christopher Robin too, and it's elevated really well as he's about to kill the final girl because she's had this big battle with him all the way through the movie. And he kills Christopher Robin. He's like, "Why, Pooh? Why?" And then Pooh says in a voice that does sound similar to Pooh's voice from the all the franchise. Pooh says because you left me or something like that. And the music, the score in scenes that build up emotional, where you're supposed to feel emotional. I don't know if you give a fuck about the characters or not. But I'll get to that soon. It does work. But I'll go back to Christopher Robin has been kidnapped, and it cuts to a scene where there's some new people in it, and it's a bunch of ladies, and one of them has a bit of a rapey experience with this man, and she's traumatised from it. So they're going to the woods in a cabin to escape that kind of trauma. But you know, Winnie the Pooh's around, and he's going to fucking stalk and kill them all. So it's just going to get worse for her, isn't it? I do have a problem with these girls because none of them are very good actors, and they've got nothing in the voice when they're talking. This is one of the downers to this film, and it's probably a big reason why people don't like it, because these are in the larger majority of the film. When they talk, just say they're running away from something or something's happening. It's, "Oh no, Winnie is coming towards me. Oh look, there's Piglet with an axe. Oh, I have blood on my knee. Oh dear." It's just not, it's shit like that, and it doesn't work because there's no frustration in the voice, no stress, no fear, and it's just very fucking, it's just the same tone, and it does not work. It's terrible, and they're not very good actors anyway. So that is what it is. You might not like that, but it does complement itself because you don't like the characters. You can't wait to see them get killed. So there is something that's making you want to watch it, I guess, because it did me. And a lot of the kills are pretty fucking glorious in this film. As for Winnie the Pooh and Piglet, with the look of them, they just look like masks that you get from a Halloween store, like Spirit Halloween, something like that. And they do have some expression, but they can move their mouths, but that's about it. And I think they just paint their hands yellow and pink or something, or they have like really thin gloves on. That's all you see. There really is nothing about their characters that they explore in it. It really is just, when he's in the background, he appears and he kills someone. So I wouldn't go into this watching it thinking that you're going to see a proper backstory with some exploration of the characters, which you might get in a sequel, because this actually made quite a bit of fucking money, surprisingly. There's another scene that I thought were a bit where this woman gets rescued, and you find she's been there for a while as well, and she wants revenge on Piglet, and it tries to make you care about the woman, like she's had this bit, like she's some big character, and where she has a pretty good standoff with Piglet, but it's just, you can't get invested in it because it acts like you've known this character for a long time, and you really haven't. But what happens to her is pretty fucking gnarly, and I liked that. As I said earlier, the look of the film, it does look good. It isn't as bad as what people say it is, and I'm not sure if I did it earlier, but I will put a side-by-side image of an actual bad film, Amityville Karen, at the side of this one. As you can see, there's a huge difference on the look of the film, and it's the same as well with gore. The gore in this is very impressive. The effects team did a great job. I think there is some animated effects around, but there is practical as well, and I think if you're a practical effects fan, you will really, really enjoy what you see. Anyhow, I went into this expecting to come out fucking raging and ranting about how terrible it is and how much they fucking rob us like the government does and shaft us in the ass by like falsely advertising movies, but it's not that bad. You know, how does the blood and honey part come into the title? Well, fucking Winnie the Pooh, he likes putting blood in the honey and drinking it. Not that he kind of drinks it, because In the film, they try to pretend that he's drinking it, and he's not. He's pouring it on his face, and it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin drinking his Steve Weisers. It's just all over his fucking shirt. There's nothing going in it, but we know why, and that's just because he's got a fucking mask on. Dear me. This movie did do well. The gimmick of it worked. It's a gimmick movie, isn't it? They just wanted to see what it looked like to put Winnie the Pooh in a horror, and I think they're going to run with it now. And this one really isn't that bad, so hopefully they'll put a lot of money into Winnie the Pooh 2, which they are doing, but I'm not sure if they're going to use chunks of this money to pay for the Tinkerbell movie that they're doing and others, because they are doing that, they've already said. But we'll see what happens with that. And hopefully they'll do a really good job of it and impress people this time round, because there was a lot of people that really did not like what they did with Winnie the Pooh. One last thing that people might get upset about, it's one of those things where you see a woman running, and it seems where similar to that, you see a woman running and they'll grab them and the shirt will come off. There's no bra underneath. I understand what they're doing. I hope that's what they're doing. I don't think they're doing it to be perverted. I think they're doing it as a nod to old 70s and 80s exploitation films. Which, well, yeah, it's perverted, isn't it? But I think it's a nod to it. I don't think they're doing it because they want to see the actors' tits. I think they just already writ that role to happen that way. Because this film is a throwback, and you can tell by watching a lot of scenes to films like Halloween and Friday the 13th and others, and you really do get the feel of watching it. Anyways, you beautiful bastards, that was the Movie Massacre podcast, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Do all the good things, share it for us, try and get enough people to watch it. Hit like, it helps with the algorithm. Same with the comments, the more you comment, the more they push it. You have a fucking wonderful month and week, and I'll be back soon with, I believe we're going to do Birdemic 2, or Birdemic, whatever they both put. So, we'll see what happens with that, won't we? Anyways, you have a good one. Join our fucking cult, Siddy.